Hello everyone that watches our YouTube channel. You are awesome. Thank you for coming back. If you're new, this is Megan in the Trumbo Tribe Adventures. I'm Megan. Welcome. I haven't picked up the camera in just a bit. The last time we put out a video was all about finishing up Christmas vacation and all the fun we were having around January 4th. It is now January 29th. Today is actually a special day. Colton was born. It's his birthday. He was born around 4:40. I think we put 4:47 down today. He is turning 15 and I cannot believe it. Got some special things planned for him today. In that short time of me not filming, there's been some things going on and it's been really rough for our family. I didn't know really when I was going to be picking up the camera, but today is such a special day that lifts our spirits, just wanting to celebrate Colton and his birthday. But we lost a loved one. Dave lost his mother. For everyone who doesn't know, Dave is my husband. I'm calling this a rough season for us because we're losing our parents and you're just never prepared. You're never prepared for when that's, you know, we all know that one day that we're all going to pass away, but, and you never want to think about when your parents are going to pass away, or if you were to pass away before them, or who's going to go first and what we're going to have to endure. You know, we just are trying to live life and have as much fun as we can, but these things do happen, and even though you can be a little bit more prepared for it, it's not fun losing your parent. I lost my dad actually 2 years now ago. That was a tremendous blow to the whole family, and now Dave losing his mother, it just puts a lot of things in perspective. No one wants to sit and think about these things. We know that it could very well happen. We don't know. We could have died before them. We all are going to pass away one day. She passed away January 20th. We got a phone call that her health was declining fast. She struggled with diabetes. She had some muscle issues that was making her wheelchair bound mostly. She could get up and walk somewhat, but she had to get a caretaker because of that. On a couple other occasions, she was hospitalized with having her blood sugars just skyrocketing and putting her in comas and things like that. Well, she had went in initially, the ambulance was called because she was not responsive because of her sugars being out of whack. And when she got to the hospital, come to find out she had a slew of other problems going on. She had pneumonia, a horrible infection on her toe. Having really bad diabetes, blood flow to your legs and feet are not good. So you have to be really careful about not getting any cuts or sores on your feet. She ended up getting a severe infection in her toe. The infection went all the way up into her leg, close to her knee, and the doctor told us that he needs to amputate from the knee down to be able to help this woman, to be able to save her, if we want her to get better. But the problem is she was not fit for any surgery of that sort. Super sick. She could not go through a surgery. The doctor said that we have some options of bringing hospice in and just making her comfortable. We will still continue on with the antibiotics for a couple more days just to see, because we didn't want to give up on her. But after that, hospice could come in and just make her comfortable, because she was not getting better. So with her not responding and her declining fast, hospice came in to make her comfortable, stop the antibiotics, any extra help for her breathing, and just made her comfortable. And they told us that it could be a week or a very short time. And in this situation, praise the Lord that she went peaceful. She didn't have to suffer any longer, be in any more pain. And she went very fast, actually, within the day that hospice took her on. Dave and I were busy going up to the hospital, seeing her. We actually spent the night out there where she was. Dave was able to be in the room with his two sisters to be with her as she took her last breath. The most glorious thing, the best thing that we can think about that we can think about her is she believed in Jesus. And we believe in Jesus, and we know we're going to see her again. We know that she is safe in Jesus's arms, and it's only the hope now that we have in that we will see her again. And just calling upon the Lord in dark times. I learned this when I lost my dad. I learned this back in a very devastating miscarriage when I lost my baby. I hadn't learned, I didn't know, didn't think about this much before, but I feel God used it in a vulnerable time in my life to teach me joy, what joy means, what happiness is. Just because, we're going through these times and it just is a blow, it's devastating, it tugs deep into your soul, into your heart, like nothing else. Grieving is real. It's a process, but it's a process when you have the Lord, you still go through it. You're still sad, but there's just a blanket of joy and hope that is over you, that pulls you through. And that is what's been getting us through these days. That's what got me through. I was taught that. I just feel like God just, you don't hear him speak, but me praying when I lost my baby, my first miscarriage, I prayed that I went through a lot of emotion with that. I was angry, sad, guilt. I thought, was it something I did? I went through all the emotions, and with just being so sad and just calling upon the Lord, like, Lord, this is too much. This is too much for me. I remember begging God, like, God, please, 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 just let the baby be alive. When I go back in there, let him find that heartbeat. Let him see the baby moving. Let the baby be alive. And I went back in, and, as I was driving back up with my husband by my side, we're just praying, still begging God. I felt God just I just felt God scream at me, like, not in a mean way, but just, what if you don't hear the heartbeat today? What if it's not going to go the way you want? And I felt like that was God preparing me and telling me that it's not all about exactly what you want, and to look to him fully and my joy, and I will give you peace and rest if it's not going to go the way you want. And you can still have joy. You can still have joy. It didn't go the way I wanted. They confirmed that the baby had passed, and I came home and still struggled. And God showed me in that devastating time that you can still have joy. You can find joy through me, even in the darkest times. And I love the book of Job. His story explains all of that in the Bible. Going through all that he did, Job did, and he proclaimed that he still had joy in Jesus. And it's just real. It's when you go through those times, you just, and you you apply it and you get Jesus in your life and you believe in him and you call upon him, it's real. The joy does not reside in the trials themselves, but it comes from knowing that God is in control. Even in the darkest hour, God is in control, and his divine power will prevail no matter what. And what others meant for evil, always God will work for good. You're gonna deal with the sadness and the sorrow, but you're gonna have joy. It's just hard to explain. That's why God says the peace that passes all understanding. It's just something that is there with you and the Lord. No one can take it away. No one can tell you any different. It's something that happens. Of God's works that is going to be done, that will prevail, is making you wiser through the trial. And that's what I'm trying to say, that I felt with losing that baby. God helping me mold and shape me, using the circumstance for his good, making me wiser. James 1:2, count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. Galatians 5:22, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. John 16:24, until now you have asked nothing in my name. Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be full. I love Galatians 5:22 because that's just what God is trying to shape us into having, the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. You cannot go wrong with having those fruits inside of you. And that's what God is trying to shape and mold us through trials. And that is a reason to be joyful. It's tough, but we're pulling through and keeping that hope, and we will see her again. We have all her flowers sitting around from the funeral here. Her beautiful some of her bouquets from the funeral that was around her. And here's Dave with his mom. His aunt gave him this picture. They gave him some nice frames. And this was at our wedding, him and his mama. So again, I didn't know when I was going to pick up my camera again, but I want to keep it real over here. Kind of let you guys know what's going on. It's not always fun, laughter, beautiful times over here. We go through rough patches just like everyone else, and I just wanted to keep that real and kind of just let it out. Let it out and talk about our feelings that are going on over here. Her service was so sweet, just sharing her testimony of her faith. What her faith was in God was just amazing. She didn't have the greatest life. She struggled with many things, from mental struggles to a slew of health problems. But she kept her faith through it all. Here's a super special thing. She actually got this Bible for her grandkids. And we read this at the funeral, and I tell you what, this was meant to be read back in 2013. It was given to Chase, DJ, Colton, and Easton. That's all the kids we had at the time. And she wrote them a beautiful, beautiful letter, letting them know how important it is to have Jesus in their life. And it was meant to be read back then, but we had it read at her funeral, and wow. I want to share it being read. I filmed it as we had one of her good friends reading it at the funeral. I'm going to share it now.
You know, all of us know that Carrie wasn't perfect in any way. None of us are. But she was one of his masterpiece designs. We've all been created in the image of God, and He made each of us unique. And hope we live our lives for Him. Carrie certainly fulfilled that hope. She lived her life for Him. 2 Timothy chapter 4, in verse 7, Paul's towards the end of his earthly journey, and he says three powerful things which, are used at funerals quite a bit, but I felt like I couldn't get away from using it here. And he starts off with saying, I fought the good fight. There were times it was a real fight for Gary. It was a real fight. But notice that Paul goes on to say it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Now, how can a fight be good? How can that fight be good? Well, often the battle in our lives, whether physical, mental, or spiritual, how many of you know battles tend to push you closer to God? They tend to push you closer to God. And that's a good thing. And I really think that's what happened to Carrie too. Even though she was brought up in a house of faith, through her struggle, she kept getting pushed closer and closer to God. Every time she faced another difficult struggle, I've heard her just cry out to God for help. And God says, when you seek me, you'll find me. And if you draw near to me, I'll draw near to you. So when she cried out to God, guess what was happening? God was drawing near to her. That's why we call it a good fight. It's always a good fight when God draws near to us. But she also knew that there was someone fighting for her. The one she knew personally as her Savior, Jesus. Find Jesus. Because without Him, I'll never be where I am now. In fact, let's hear her words. But she, in 2013, she gave, I believe it was to the 4 boys, a Bible at Christmas time. But it's not just about, some of you got a chance to look at it, it's all written up in the front of it, and it's all to her grandsons.
And to us today, I think. Please let Jesus have your heart while you're still young like I did. Jesus has always been my best friend. Even when things are not going very well, or you are feeling naughty. That happens, doesn't it? Or when you sometimes feel scared, Jesus is always there to love you. No matter what. He is always waiting for you to ask Him for help. And He loves it when you talk to Him. That is what praying means, talking to God. You can talk to Him out loud or just quietly from your thoughts. So, my grandsons, learn, now while you are young, to ask Jesus to come to be with you for all of your lives. And He will always, always be your best friend. Let these Bible stories start to teach you about the one true God and His Son, your friend Jesus. And start to believe now. And learn to be who God made you to be. You each were born on this earth to do something He already planned for you to do. Even before you were born. He made each of you with different and special gifts for you to grow up and be His special men to show everyone how wonderful God is. So start to ask Him how He wants you to learn and to act. Next page. So you can be the coolest God guys ever born. Know that He will also forgive you anytime you make a mistake and you are sorry about it. Then always ask Him to help you to do better, because only He can help us be who He made us to be. You won't ever be perfect, but Jesus is. Always be there. He will always be there to help you and to have His goodness teach your heart and mind. And then it is easier to act with more goodness, to act like Jesus would act. And this is the way to pray, boys. Then she has a star here. It says, Dear Jesus, help me to act and treat people the way you would. Help me to be like you. Amen. Have fun learning about God and his ways through these stories from God's own words, the Bible. I love you all forever.
And I gotta finish after that. You know what? That's kind of a mic drop, isn't it? That really says who Carrie was. And like was said earlier, it may not be what we always saw, but it's what she always was.
We love you, Carrie Trumbo, our biggest fan here on YouTube. That was, every time I put out a YouTube video, she passed through my mind. Like, she's gonna love this one. She was literally our biggest fan. She loved seeing her grandkids and some of the content I even made with her in mind. Just wanting to put out and show videos of her grandkids and things. So I'm going to end this video here. My videos are super long and I would like to shorten them up a bit and kind of chop them up a bit instead of just putting so much in one video. I'd like my schedule to upload to be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Probably more looking like for sure Tuesday and Saturday, and we'll be lucky to get a video for Thursday. If we do get to Thursdays, that could be like, hey, Thursday special, you get an extra video this week. It's really hard. YouTube is hard, actually. YouTube is hard, especially to stay on a schedule and all of that. So, but that's what my goals are. We have tons more adventures we would like to show you, places to see. And we would not post them if we did not like them or if we did not love it. We're always looking for our family, what's some fun things to do for traveling, places to go. And so that's kind of the heart behind it, showing you guys fun places. And I hope you guys like our videos. If you do, please give us a like, leave us some comments, let us know. Give us some ideas on content, what you would like to see, what type of content you're interested in. I got some cooking ideas, food videos in mind that I would like to put out. There's just so much. I have it all written down. So I'm hoping to unfold all of that this year. We definitely want to take our channel more seriously. We have hit over 1,000 subscribers. We hit that this past summer, and it is rising from there. So we want to take it seriously and we want to hit YouTube hard. Thank you to everyone who has stuck with us and comes back and watches our content. Thanks, you're awesome. And we're hoping to get more and more, a bigger family. We also have a lot of outdoor fun ideas that we would like to incorporate into our channel. Just showing you all around our lifestyle. We have a lot of peeps in this house, a lot of different adventures going on, dreams, hopes. We're gonna take you on all of them. That could be from the great outdoors with all these boys we have, to me in the house, doing some homemaking. Okay, love you guys. Catch us on our next video. I'm sure it will have something to do with Colton's birthday and probably me taking back my house. I think I'm gonna label it that. I'm gonna title it that, Taking Back My House. If you're interested in that, come back, watch it, give us a like, subscribe. I don't know. We'll see ya. Bye.